right, why don't we get started? Hello, everybody. I'm Greg Belkin, Senior Director of Product Marketing for Jitterbit. Welcome to today's webinar on it's titled BioPet Automates Data Management with Low-Code Application Building. Today's webinar is all about learning more about how BioPet Laboratories, which is a canine DNA-focused genomics organization and very much focused on timely turnaround and effective customer service, has really quickly and easily built some really cool, really scalable end-to-end apps that integrate with their existing systems. BioPet has built a customer-facing app to provide easier, faster access to their dog owner database. This has really allowed them to really connect with customers in a much more efficient way. And in the life sciences space, as you all know, good customer service, good data management is really critical. Managing that sensitive data is of utmost importance. And that's really what we're going to talk about today. So today's agenda is pretty simple. I'm going to go through a very quick speaker introduction, talk a little bit very quickly about Jitterbit, and then we're going to move as quick as we can over to our BioPet speaker. And then finally, number 4, if we have time, we're going to do an overview of some state of automation in low-code research that Jitterbit's done that's pretty cool, and that fits dovetails nicely into what our speaker is going to be talking about. So just a quick introduction to our speakers. I'm joined by Connor Anfang, who has been with BioPet for over 4 years. He's the brand manager for Mobile Dog. Mobile Dog is the world's first discount club for responsible dog owners, connects hundreds of thousands of dog owners to pet-friendly businesses. I'm going to let Connor give you more detail on that. As we go along, Connor and I want this to be your webinar. So if you have questions, feel free to submit them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We'll monitor as we go, and we can really, customize and make this presentation yours. We do ask yourself to keep yourself in silent mode. Of course, feel free to visit us at jitterbit.com after the presentation for more on the organization, on Vinyl, on our LCAP solutions and our perspectives. So very quickly, one slide about Jitterbit. I just wanted to give you kind of a quick overview. Jitterbit is really focused on empowering transformation through automation. So how do we do this? We do it through low-code enterprise solutions for integration and application development. And what that really does is it simplifies things like iPaaS, APIM, EDI, and LCAP technologies, and really pushes the value of those on-premise, cloud-based, and SaaS applications to accelerate the digital journey. And the cool thing about Jitterbit really is that digital journey is, we support no matter where that you are in that journey, whether you're just starting, whether you're kind of mid-automation, whether you're kind of on the higher end of automation. Jitterbit has your back on all parts of it, which is really great about what we do. Okay, that's enough about me. That's enough about Jitterbit. Let's switch to BioPet, and Connor, take it away.
All right. Can you guys see me?
Yes. Yep, you're good.
All right, awesome. So my name is Connor Anfang. I am the Mobile Dog brand manager for BioPet. Mobile Dog's our new pet-friendly dog app for our current clients that I'll get to here in a little bit. I'm excited to talk to you guys today about what our experience has been like with Jitterbit. It's been really good. We've been with you guys now for almost a year. We think we started in middle of October. And what we got into is a little bit of a newer type of a business that we haven't been involved in before. So it was really good to have a partner to help us to kind of get to where we are today. So today I'll talk a little bit about BioPet as a whole, and then go into our various businesses that we have or products, and that'll lead us kind of on the journey to eventually working with Jitterbit for our new Mobile Dog application. So I guess first and foremost, I'll start with what BioPet, who we really are. So basically, we're an animal genetics company. We're located here in Knoxville, Tennessee. We have about 40 associates, I'd say today. I think a little over 40 associates here. And we really, I think if we had to sum it up at our core, what BioPet is we're an animal genetics company with a goal to use DNA science and technology to really just solve problems like in that space. So we've been at it for over 15 years now, and we've came through just through the DNA science. There's surprisingly a lot of different products that you can come up with and help solve through DNA science in the animal space. So we've done a bunch of things in the past, and currently we have a world livestock registry. I'm not part of that, but basically it does DNA. It's kind of cool. The DNA transfer or DNA like lineage tests to help farmers track lineage of their cattle. And even in some markets have some farm to table stuff where people can see where their meat is, like where it originated from. So that's pretty cool. We did breed identification in the past where just kind of like as the main companies now, like Embark and Oravet and those, for pet owners who want to find out what kind of dog they have, if they have a mixed breed dog. And we do proof of parentage, which is another kind of lineage thing for using our DNA profiles of dogs to help trace the mother or the father for breeders, just to kind of prove for those breeders to their clients, like, hey, if you're getting this puppy from this parent, it has this lineage and so on. And so really, through the unique profiles that we are able to create with our lab and the science behind it to identify individual animals and specifically dogs, we've been able to do a lot of different businesses have a lot of different angles that we've kind of came in on. But the biggest one by far and away is our Poop Prints program, which I'll get into a little bit now. So Poop Prints is kind of our claim to fame. Poop Prints is what basically how it all originated about 14 years ago, I'd say. A scientist here in our lab, which is I was going to show you guys the lab today, but we have a tour going on there. But a scientist was living in her apartment and stepped in dog poop. And she was thinking to herself, how do I, this is a problem, especially in apartment communities. People don't pick up after their dogs. What could we do to help solve this? And we have a lab. We could probably identify this dog poop to the dog owner. And that is kind of how, in a nutshell, I'm simplifying it, how it all started really. So we specialize, as I said, in making unique profiles for these animals. And we came together, talked with the industry in apartment complexes. And what we found out was that it is a huge problem. I don't know if any of you guys here live in apartment complexes, or if you have a dog, but in these apartment complexes, there's really you don't own the land. So people don't really feel like it's their responsibility to pick up after their dog. And what we found from hundreds of, if not thousands of apartments, definitely thousands over the years, is that, people don't listen to just verbal warnings. And it's kind of like a speed limit sign. If people, you see the speed limit sign, but if there's no cop in the area and you want to speed, you're going to speed. So it's the same premise with people not picking up after their dogs. So, we talked with the industry and realized this is a problem and we need to, we can solve this. So we, put our heads together and figured out that we can, help these apartment complexes solve the dog poop crisis, really is what it is at these certain areas with, just how many dogs live in these apartment complexes. If you have 40% of people not picking up after their dogs, you have 100 dogs in an apartment complex sometimes, and you have, dogs poop twice a day. That's 80 dog poops a day laying on the ground. And it's, leads to a lot of different issues. So it was a huge issue. We figured out we could address it. And that's kind of how Poop Prints was born. So basically, to give you an idea, just a nutshell of how it works, we partner with apartment complexes, HOAs, and even some townships to help them solve the issue of unscooped dog waste. So if you live in, say, an apartment complex that uses Poop Prints, basically how it works is the dog or the dog owner, when they move into the apartment complex, has to get their mouth swabbed. The dog does, not the dog owner. And that creates a genetic profile. In our lab, the apartment complex sends that genetic profile back to our lab. We create an account for that dog and the dog owner. And from there, really, the dog owner doesn't hear from us much again, hopefully. But once all the dogs in the community are registered, apartments can then start picking up any dog waste that is left behind and sending that dog waste to our lab. And we're able to basically identify, who didn't pick up. So it's a pretty crazy process, really. But it's become, like I said, it's our bread and butter. We partner now with over, 8,000 communities across the country. And really, we have, I think, at this point, over 9 countries that we're working with to help eliminate the issue of dog waste in the communities. So that's kind of in a nutshell what Poop Prints is. In the Q&A, I'd be happy to answer any more questions about it. I know it's kind of an interesting topic, but the goal really with Poop Prints is not to be catching people for not picking up. The goal is just to promote a cleaner and healthier environment for dog owners and for non-dog owners alike, especially in those, like I said, apartment complexes. So we really we don't want to be called, a lot of people call us the poop police. And while it's funny, we really, don't feel like that's, who we are. We're trying to, create a better experience for everybody to promote responsible pet ownership. Our 3 pillars are promoting responsible pet ownership, expanding pet access, and using our program and technology to help the environment. There's a lot of bad and kind of nasty things in dog waste that impacts the environment down the line. So to kind of give you guys then an overview of what Poop Prints is, like I said, we've had over 8,000 customers across the country. I think we're actually closer to 9,000 at this point. And those customers, like I said, are apartments, HOAs, they're businesses. We're in 9 countries, and slowly but surely, we have registered over 1 million dogs now with the program. And up until about a year ago, we've really primarily just focused on, like I said, those apartments, HOAs, townships, and we've been B2B, to put it bluntly. We have not done much with the dog owners other than hoping that they're happy to be providing, that we're providing a cleaner community to them, because most people are picking up, but it's just those ones that aren't that aren't. But we kind of realized in the last year or 2 years is that we have now registered almost 1 million or over 1 million dogs at this point. And we're not really doing anything with them. We're not, we don't have much of a relationship with them at all. And we, want to help first benefit them in more ways than just keeping their communities clean. And also just, it is kind of a prime business opportunity that we have been up until about a year ago kind of lacking in, is really establishing those relationships and working directly with those dog owners. So that is kind of where Mobile Dog was born. We decided on Mobile Dog, which is an app, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit, to connect with those dog owners in the communities and provide really a resource and a tool for the dog owners to enhance and simplify their life. So we tried to figure out, okay, what are the main things that we can help our dog owners, who are typically transient people, they're moving from apartment to apartment. How can we help them in any way and establish that relationship? And what we came up with was the Mobile Dog app. The 3 main things that it does currently are it stores pet records and documentation. So users, when you're moving, across a community or across country, you'll have those vet records and any documentation for your dog on hand. It really just creates a digital profile for that dog that you can take with you. You always have your phone in your pocket, so you always have those vet records anytime that you need them, or any other documentation. We also wanted to provide an online marketplace, and really this goes back to the Poop Prints perks, is to reward responsible dog owners. We have now partnered with over 100 different businesses, all online, to provide us with discounts that we can provide to our users who are responsible dog owners. They've signed up with the Poop Prints program primarily. We do have now people that aren't Poop Prints users that are signing up with Mobile Dog, but primarily for the Poop Prints responsible dog owners, to reward them through discounted products to a variety of different companies. And then the last thing, we wanted to provide a map, a pet-friendly map to let these users, because like I said, they're moving into apartment complexes. They typically don't know where they don't know the area. So a map of the different pet-friendly locations that they can take their dog. So that's really what our goal was when creating this. and it's come a long way. We're really, excited about where it's at currently. Um, and really just to take a step back so you guys kind of understand where we came from and how we eventually partnered with, Jitterbit and at that point Zudi, now Jitterbit, to create this app, is to start with like telling you a little about myself. So I was a poop print sales rep. I was living out in Arizona, and I decided to move to Tennessee, based in Knoxville here, or BioPet based in Knoxville, to get more, kind of be closer to the action just with the business. Also, I have some family here. And while here, we started deciding, okay, we need to figure out how to connect with these dog owners. And like I said, we decided on mobile dog, and I was tasked as the guy who just moved here. We had some more salespeople that were coming in that we could take over the territory to kind of head this new project. And some things to know about me and really BioPet as a whole. I am not tech savvy at all. Like I am honestly kind of illiterate when it comes to tech. Yesterday I had a meeting with Brandon, who one of the guys I'm working with through Jitterbit, and he had to show me how to share my screen on Zoom. So I'm very I'm not the wisest when it comes to tech, which is kind of could be a red flag if I'm going to be heading this this app that we're trying to launch. And really, for the past year, I've been kind of not a one-man show. We've definitely had a ton of help, but when it comes to just focusing solely on mobile dog, it's mainly been me. So that's important to know, because I was like, okay, well, we're going to need a team, developers that can really help us out and be hands-on with them. And also to know about BioPet is we run really lean. We don't even have an IT department here. So, that was a kind of again, starting an app, we needed to have a somebody that we could work with that obviously knows all the tech, but can speak in plain terms and help us with even the little things that, some companies may kind of scoff at, but we might need some help with, especially me. And also we're cost conscious. So, Poop Prints has been doing fantastic, but we have a lot of projects going on, and starting this app, we've worked with developers in the past for other things, and sometimes it feels like a black hole that you're kind of just dumping money into to hope to see a result. But it can be kind of scary when you're doing that and you don't necessarily understand what's going on. This is what you want to see in the end, but the process to get there, it's kind of fuzzy. So that was another thing that we, from our past experience, realized we're going to need someone to work with that that can handle that. So knowing those things, as we started to explore, and I have some notes here just on what exactly our requirements were. I actually have them still written down from a while back. But some of our requirements that we wrote down initially were we have to have transparent oversight of the project. So all of Mobile Dog, we need to be able to see what's going on, the tasks at hand, and how to, just monitor and manage those. Easily track and watch costs. That was another big one for us. We needed to be involved and have the ability to manage the development. So like I said, I'm not a tech guy, but if possible, being able to manage what I can and have those capabilities and tools is very important for us. And we needed to be able to change stuff in the app, like actually have the ability to go in and change stuff on the fly that we can do. And on top of all that, we needed an app that was working in about 6 to 10 months. So we had a lot of requirements, and we needed to figure out, how are we going to do this? And believe it or not, actually, we have our sales manager up in Massachusetts. His name's Patrick, and he was listening to an ad one day and heard of Zudi at the time, now Jitterbit. Heard an ad from them, and said, hey, let's reach out to these people. And after reaching out and having some meetings with them, we realized that they meet all of our requirements, which I thought were kind of overkill in terms of the requirements we had, but they met all of them, which was outstanding. And for the rest is history. So we've now it's been almost a year, and we have a fully functioning app, and I'll show you guys that right now, actually, and kind of walk through it with you guys. But I'm pretty proud of it. We got, a ways to go. There's always things that we're going to be working on, but from where we started from a year ago, it's pretty, I think pretty cool. So 1 second, let me pull this up.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So this is the test version of the app. And let me minimize this if possible. There we go. So this is what we came up with. Mobile Dog, this is the start. I'll just take you guys right through the process of a user signing into Mobile Dog for the first time. So we have the Mobile Dog registration here. Okay, let's see if this goes through. So this is the first time that a Poo Prints user, so our dog owners, when they're registered in an apartment community, they receive a invite to sign up with Mobile Dog. And we have all the spiel about what Mobile Dog is, why someone should sign up for it. And when a user does that, they get a link, they download the app, and then this is our registration page right here. We have our Find WPR information. Basically what this is, we have a World Pet Registry, which stores that now over 1 million dog owners. A user enters their unique WPR number, which is basically like their social security number for Poo Prints in a way, their last name. They're able to find their information, and then all of their information and the dog's information that we've collected during the Poo Prints registration process is then transferred over from our World Pet Registry account, which is completely separate from Mobile Dog and what Vinyl's been working on, and into our Mobile Dog app. So let me go back here now. So once a user comes in, this is what we have currently. This is my dog Scupper right here. He's a mutt. I love that dog. And this is our front page. We are working on a more forward-facing page that kind of explains all of the stuff within Mobile Dog on a front page. But really, our requirements to get started where we needed to have those main things: the health features, the shop, and the map. And that's what we have here. So users can go in and store their vet records. These are tests. So my dog is a complete wimp. So, these scaredy pants meds. But they store the records in here. So, if they need new vaccines and they, you need to take them somewhere, like I have a place that I've taken my dog boarding and they needed his vaccines. I pulled up the vaccines stored in my Mobile Dog app and sent them directly to them from the app. So it was really seamless and super convenient, kind of a real time. It was pretty cool actually using it real time. Users can store appointments or save appointments in here and then transfer them to their calendar on their preferred devices here. And I won't get too into the weeds on everything, but just to give you guys a general overview of the app. It stores the data in here, which is for your own personal records, any other documents that a user wants to store. And then let's see here. We have microchip, all of that good stuff. Here is the shop section. This is the first thing that we really focused on and that Jitterbit helped create. They created all this, but the first thing that was the first priority. And this is a shop where users can go on, purchase a variety. Like I said, we have over 100 businesses right now to just find discounts and find some cool products that they may not find other places. So say they select on a offering, Readwise here in our actual live app, this little URL is gone. But like I said, this is the QA environment. So there's some little differences, but it explains the business, provides different offerings. We link these products to the actual listing on the website. So say a user, I'm not going to select it because I don't want to go off this page, but say a user selects view of the Breedwise's mobility bites, which my dog actually uses and he loves them. That's a side note. And it'll take the user directly to that page on Breedwise's website to purchase the product. So that is the marketplace in a nutshell. We have offerings. So we partner with, like I said, the companies to get special discounts. There's discount codes here, cosmetic kit, which is very cool. If you guys have any interest in downloading Mobile Dog after this, or want to check it out further, highly recommend this. It is super good value for what you get. But that is in general, it's our marketplace. We're trying to show or to provide an array of different types of products. And we are in the future going to be enhancing the filter sections a little bit to create a more, where users can filter by specific product versus the business. but right now we have businesses, and we're pretty happy with how far it's came. And then we have our locations review, and this is personally the part that I'm most excited about from talking with apartment owners, especially moving in, which is when they'll first typically hear about Mobile Dog. People love traveling with their pets today more than ever, and they want to know where to take their dog. And they can always Google, go online and figure it out that way. But having a sole location where they can always go in as a tool and identify pet-friendly places near them has been something that we've gotten a lot of excitement from talking to these dog owners, and we're really excited about this. So say a user wants to filter for restaurants in the area. It will show them any pet-friendly restaurants where you can go in, take your dog, sit on the patio or sit inside for a lot of these places actually, and enjoy a meal with your dog. So we're really excited about this. This is our newest feature, and let's see, I can switch to a list view as well, and then it gives a user some more specific details on the specific locations. We can go to like Google Maps or the website, and it'll take the user directly to like Tupelo Honey, to their restaurant to get more info and directions to that location. But that really is, at this point, that is what the app kind of entails. We are, like I said, going to have some forward-facing features and some some blog posts, more resources and guides and tools for the dog owner. But like I said, the real goal with Mobile Dog is to create that digital profile for your dog, allow you to really live life with your dog the best way that you can, have all those tools in one spot for travel, for health, for shopping, or just anything like that, really. And one thing that I've loved I know I was told not to really focus on Jitterbit or Vinyl too much, but there is just a few things that has been really great with working with them that we haven't experienced with other developers. We have one thing, the Mobile Dog administration page. This is something where this is, as I said, QA environment, so it's not really accurate right here, but just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. We're able to track all of our users. You can select here and it'll show up all the different unique profiles that we have in each state. I think on the main, I'm not sure what our actual numbers are, but it's growing pretty quickly, which is exciting. Like I said, this is just the QA environment. But we have like the dashboard, dog breeds, so we can really collect that data, which is something that's really important for us long-term from a revenue perspective and a business model, is figuring out, data is just very valuable. And knowing, who we have, what types of dog owners we have, their preferences, their, what types of dogs they have. I mean, it's really, really important for us. And we haven't had a good way to display that in the past. We have over here dashboards for different users, the businesses that we can go in actually. And this is a big thing. As I said, one of our requirements was to be able to manage stuff ourselves. So I can go in knowing pretty much like I said, tech illiterate here, knowing no code or anything, and can come in and edit a business, add new features to that business that will then display in the app. Actually, I'll even expand this here and make it a little easier now, because typically I access all of this from a computer. But you can just edit the app and impact it from the backside without any coding experience. So it's been really, really helpful. I'm on this page all the time, getting data or transferring businesses and business discounts. It's been super, super just helpful for us in general. So trying to think here, what else we have. I mean, there's a bunch that I can get into. I think it might make more sense just to answer like any questions that you guys have. I am known to ramble. However, I did want to just kind of say one last thing before I sign off. Jitterbit has been, like I said, I'm pretty much like just a tech dummy. And we needed somebody that could, help kind of supplement that for BioPet and for me, and Jitterbit's been fantastic. They have provided us with like clean projections. We have not went over budget once. and all of our different statement of works that they provided. That is, at least from our experience, that's been unheard of. We've always been over budget in terms of just with tech developers. Like I said, it's kind of can be a black hole in terms of dumping money into to create something, but Jitterbit's been extremely transparent in that process. The ZPM tool is a fantastic, project management tool. I'm on there all the time, can just toss in new tasks, new things that I want the team to work on. It helps for organizing projects and really helps with that transparency. That was another big requirement for us, knowing what is going on, what is the priority, who's working on it, when is it going to be worked on, and when's it going to be done. That has been just a game changer, really, for just reports for me to tell my superiors, hey, this is where we are, this is who's working on this is when we'll get there. It's something that's been invaluable. We receive a burn report every week, again, with that transparency. And just the crew, the people that I've worked with, I want to give a shout out to Brandon and Cameron and Tanny and the whole team. They have been fantastic, and we are really excited to kind of get this next. We have some exciting new updates coming, some new user experience, things that we're going to be adding, and it has just been, a pleasure working with them, and we're excited to kind of continue it and see, what we can do in the future. But with that, I am going to pass it back to Greg. Share here. And this is where my tech illiteracy comes in. Pause share, stop share. Okay. Done. I'm going to get out of here. Or not get out of here, but.
Connor, quick question before you turn the curtain on. Just wondering, what if you have any future plans, anything kind of on the drawing board for the app? Just wondering what the next couple of months and year look like for you when it comes to this vinyl app.
Yeah, so those are two questions. In a couple months, we have user experience. We've really focused primarily on getting that functionality in place with the app, which, like I said, we've been blown away with how quickly we've gotten it. But because of how quickly we've gotten it, we have not, on our side, or on my side, I guess it's really mainly me, done a great job of, planning exactly how is the layout going to be, what's the design going to be, like the smaller things, little nuances. So that is something that we are really over the next 2 to 3 months working on. That's kind of, and then we'll be in a holding pattern for that time. And then starting in the new year, we have, there's so many things that we want to add to the app. We want to add, like I said, those blogs, more tools and just resources for people to engage with them on the app, some more interactive experiences. We have some other partners that we may want to combine and bring into the mobile dog, just different resources that they can provide with third parties. And from what we found so far, it's been a seamless experience doing that with Jitterbit and Vinyl. But I'm trying, really, I could go on for a long time, but in the next three months, it's user experience is the big one, support, cleaning up any, little things that just pop up, and then kind of game planning for, getting users onto the app now and seeing, what they want, what works, what doesn't work, and doing some more of that market research to figure out the next developments. I'd love to just keep on making stuff in the app, but probably it's a good time now to see what, the dog owners, what they suggest. So we're at that point.
Yeah. Awesome. I think what resonates for me from what you said is the fact that you mentioned several times that, you're not an IT expert. You're not a tech guy. And frankly, neither am I. I could, there's some days where I can barely get through the technology to keep up with meetings and stuff. But I think that the beauty of what you've been able to do is you've been able to sort of take your destiny into your own hands and keep going and keep, iterating on the app and improving it and, without encumbrances. And I think that's, really the kind of the key.
Yeah, no, it's been huge from that perspective. And I didn't want to get too much into the admin side. It's, like I said, it's better on a larger screen because there's just so much stuff there. But that has been huge. Just I'm on there every day, updating different businesses that then reflects in the actual app from the user side. So anybody can do it. At least, if I can do it, anyone can do it. It just takes, you just got to go over what what tools there are that have been created. They're all very user friendly, and just doing it. So it's been very simple for me to kind of update stuff in the back end and then see it transfer over into onto the user side.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds great, Connor. This has been wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you guys.
All right, so let me switch to my sharing here. 1 second. All right. Hopefully you guys can still see my screen. I did want to touch really quickly on some really cool research that Jitterbit has done over the last year that really sustains what we heard from Connor. So much of what we've been talking about with low code is empowering folks who don't have an IT degree and are kind of at a point where they're under pressure to get things done nonetheless. And we at Jitterbit decided that we wanted to do some research to really understand and codify that need and what some of the challenges are and what some of the solutions are in the industry. So what we did is we did a fact-based research effort survey in the low-code market. It was all external data. None of this came from Jitterbit. And what we did is we put it into an ebook research, and I just wanted to provide just a very few of those findings as a nice add-on to what BioPet's been through, what Connor specifically has been through. And honestly, when we did the research, we started off with the premise that organizations just like Connor's and BioPet is under big pressure to drive all this digital transformation, operate with greater efficiency. Yet, they often lack the internal resources, the time to bandwidth to get things done. And, that's a story for all of us and for a lot of us, right? But I think that, the key is that, we still have these pressures, we still have to get things done. So we wanted to, go with the hypothesis that low code applications have emerged as the key solution to help that. Really addressing, both IT and non-IT folks, fill business gaps without having to sacrifice governance, security protocols. And that was really at the heart of our research. And I'm just going to provide two findings because I think that, you guys had a lot of content and it's data overload here. But finding one, we found that, as BioPet has seen, low-code apps are really a key priority for building automation strategies. We found that 84% of respondents in this research really think of low-code tools as either important or extremely important part of their strategy. It's really noteworthy to see such a high percentage of respondents agree on anything, right? But to see them really dive into the need for low-code application platforms, especially given the fact that the technology is relatively new, is really wonderful. The second finding that we highlight in our report is that we found that 66% of our respondents are extremely comfortable, of our IT folks were extremely comfortable permitting non-IT employees to use low-code platforms, which again speaks volumes, I think, to what low code is capable of. And you're talking about offloading a lot of your work to somebody else so that you're free, so that they're free to continue. So kind of impressive to me that we had this group of folks say, yep, we're comfortable giving some of our own duties that we're used to doing over to non-IT folks. Fun fact from the research, which was really interesting, we found that, as would be expected, non-IT folks are a little bit more comfortable with the process of, using the low-code tools. I think it was 75% for HR, 72% for marketing, and just IT alone was, a little behind the average of 51. But the key takeaway here is that wasn't really much of a gap that we found. So it was between the 70s points and the 50 points. So, Obviously folks who are non-IT are going to be a little bit more comfortable. But it's interesting to see that there's not much, that there's not much of a gap. So that's it on all the findings. I just wanted to present a taste. You can download the report on jitterbit.com that has the full findings. It's free of charge. You can take it and use it and share from it. We also have different research reports on state of HR, the state of IT, commerce, so on and so forth. So we've got a lot going on. I did want to just touch on one slide on vinyl, since we spent a lot of time with it with Connor. I'm not going to spend too much time, or slide read, but at the very heart of it, vinyl is, it's a low code platform geared for enterprises, really makes it easy to build scalable end-to-end apps, easily integrated with all of your existing systems. And I think the key word here for me is just, scalable, end-to-end, and easy, because that's the audience that, we're catering to. And that's the audience that needs it, is these tools to be able to go and create these apps without a ton of IT experience. And really, it's really designed to solve complex business problems, that BioPet had, and that you can see in the life sciences industry, and really in any industry. And it's really, the great thing about it is it's powerful enough for full stack developers. It's made for citizen developers like myself, like Connor, and really really allows them to create secure apps that run on any device, automate any business process, and really integrate any data without any sort of massive coding. So that is it for the presentation. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. I'm sure Connor's happy to answer, and we can go from there. So feel free to put your question in the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, and we can address it that way. One comment I did want to ask you, Connor, is can you talk a little bit about how data is currently stored between, the relationship between the app and mobile dog and your servers? Just kind of give us a little bit more color on that.
Yeah. So all of our data currently, and like the master, data set, whatever you want to call it, or location, is in our World Pet Registry. That's where we have, all of our dog owners from poo prints. We also have it from the just dog in general profiles from our proof of parentage line, and that's where we store everything. And with mobile dog, one of the big things that we needed to be able to do was to transfer that data as people register. So not just all at once, but as people, opt in and agree to joining mobile dog, to transfer that data from the WPR, World Pet Registry, what we call it, to mobile dog. So we had got an API in place. I don't know the tech side of it exactly, but we got, we transfer it that way. And then as, data, as people opt in, that data is then moved over. It still stays in our primary database, but moves over and kind of co-lives in the mobile dog data set.
Awesome. Connor, any advice for somebody who, for an organization who's just kind of beginning to embark on using low code application platform tools? Any sort of, if any sort of guidance or advice that you would give them as they kind of start out that journey?
To start out the journey, I mean, for us, it was just having a set of requirements, what we needed. I mean, I can't speak from people who understand code a little bit more, have an IT department, the requirements may be different, but from us, we kind of knew, what we all needed, what the different developers could provide. And then as we got into the decision-making process, just continue to ask questions, continue to see the capabilities. I know Jitterbit and Zooty, now Jitter, I keep saying Zooty because we started with them, but Jitterbit, they have the test cases, and we can kind of see what they've done in the past, get some feedback from clients, and really just ask questions. I mean, a big thing for us is as we got started and as we continued working with Jitterbit, is just to continue to ask questions, if they seem stupid. For people that don't know all the coding, the people that you're working with definitely do. I know I've ask Cameron and Brandon and Tanny some things that they've never rolled their eyes, but they may have thought it. But just asking questions, even if they're stupid, it really does help to for people like me anyways, to understand, everything that's going on and feel comfortable with the process. Because it is, it's a whole different world. So having people that can explain it to you and for you to really get a good grasp of what is going on and understanding it, I think just helps from a comfort standpoint, if anything else, with, knowing, okay, this is your project. You got to know kind of what's going on, even if you don't know the little X's and O's of it.
Yeah, great. Well, this has been great. I mean, it was great to take a walk through and see the app and see how you went about creating it and the process, and the really kind of sets the stage. So Connor, thank you so much for joining us today. This was a great presentation.
Yeah, and if anyone has any questions like offline, and if you're considering working with a low code platform, feel free to reach out to me. I can kind of give you guys some more tips, or really just my experience from doing this. Be
Cool.
happy to.
Great. Well, one just last thing I would note before we all break is if you have more questions on Jitterbit and vinyl in specific, feel free to visit our website, jitterbit.com. We have a special section dedicated to vinyl and low-code application development, and we look forward to seeing you on our next event, our next webinar. So thank you all for attending, and thanks for your time. Have a great day.